Operation Vertical Umbrage takes place alongside the Halo 4 Spartan Ops mission Everything Has Gone Wrong, during the UNSC's campaign to drive Covenant Remnant leader Jul Ndama and his forces off the Forerunner's shield world of Requiem. Spartan Fireteam Shadow has been deployed to destroy a Covenant summit site, a factory for their aircraft. If they can remove this problem, it will become much easier for the UNSC to maintain air superiority. Though the missions always change.
Original story written by the Halo franchise team of 343 Industries. We thank 343 for continuing to tell grand stories within Halo's universe and dedicate this series as a love letter to their efforts. Jumperscape Audio and Scion Esports present Stories from Waypoint. Episode 3, Vertical Umbrage. Posted first on Halo Waypoint, November 7th, 2022.
You got eyes on Shadow 2?
Affirmative. Is Stone in the range of the summit site? Looks like they haven't gotten their bolt to roll just yet.
It's got the ball rolling, Nina. But that's good news regardless. Might just be able to stop their little air show before it even starts.
Agreed. Shadow 4, how are your baby birds looking?
Props are hot and charges primed. Give the signal, and I'll make those doors disappear.
Shadow 2, you're on Overwatch. Keep your new toy primed in case we were wrong about that production run. Or in case you need to finish the job. There should be enough firepower there in the event of trouble.
That won't be necessary, Shadow 1. If you find trouble, I'll hit it for you.
Duly noted. Stand by. All right. On my mark.
Fireteam Shadow, this is Spartan Miller and Ops. I'm filling in for Commander Palmer, so apologies to your team's handler, Spartan Carmichael, for going over his head here.
Damn it all. This is Shadow Leader. Go ahead, Miller.
Infiltrate a Covenant cruiser and destroy her power core. I'm sending you coordinates now.
We can help you out there. Give us a few to get over those grid squares. Stand down, Shadow. Change your plans.
Define change.
We're being diverted. Priority up on a nearby Covenant cruiser.
Cruiser? That's going to be an interesting ingress without our limo.
Much as I love that Pelican, I'm calling an audible. We may just need to grab a rental.
Panem's Canticle, Requiem, in position above refuge site. Rin Alun mentally reprimanded himself for the loss of control. Slight though it had been, the absent-minded rubbing of his wrist while on the bridge was an act that might betray his nervous anticipation to his crew. It was unbecoming of a shipmaster to display such feelings, however subtle the motion might be to suggest it. He must always be in control. As an ancient Sanghaili proverb taught, one who has not mastered the self, who has not emerged victorious from the battle within their own mind, has no hope of mastering the foes without. And the foes from without had come to claim the home of the gods, a home which was now shared with the worthy. Requiem had become a symbol of everything their revitalized alliance had achieved. They hadn't just risen above the Covenant of old, they were becoming what it was always meant to be. High charity seemed a pale imitation compared to the seat of the gods themselves, and this was just the beginning. The Silent Blade, Alun's own special operations unit of deadly enforcers, had been deployed to Requiem's refuge site, where they would no doubt make short work of the humans that were clumsily fumbling with its arcane machinery. Word had come that they had already engaged an increasingly notorious demon squad called Nalzaban, Crimson in the human tongue. It had been well over 3 years since Jul Ndama led his combined fleet to the Shield World, where he sought to awaken one of the gods and ask for their aid in the war against the humans. It was only 6 months ago that they had finally been granted access to its wonders within. This, as Mdama had declared, was actually due to the arrival of a human vessel, an event which had seemed to interest the warrior god that had slumbered within this world, the Didact. The human's arrival, heralded by the demon himself, represented a perfect opportunity to test the might and worthiness of the Covenant against their enemy's greatest hero. And the prospect of pleasing one of their gods in the flesh was one that inflamed the spirit of zeal within their hearts. But the Didact was now absent, having bequeathed Requiem to the Covenant, and over the last 6 months they had begun the process of turning this hollow sphere of heaven into their new home. The refuge was a location they had discovered early in their efforts to penetrate the Shield World. There they had been, in the Warrior Keep chamber, where the lone human awakened the Didact. The Forerunner delivered his judgment, declared the return of the gods, and upon his departure, transported the worthy warriors who had fought to the core of his world to this sanctum.
You are Sanhili, loyal and strong. Even in your second form, you will serve well.
It was here that Mdama was formally named the Hand of the Didact, and it was here that Panem's Canticle had primarily been stationed to protect. After the demons had successfully reconnoitered this site on 2 occasions, this third incursion was ordered to be the last, a weighty responsibility, and one that Rin recognized as the source of his anticipation. Ever was he wondering whether his loyalty and strength had served the gods well.
Shipmaster, one of our phantoms approaches.
Hail then! Our deployed forces are not meant to return until after the humans have been repelled and the refuge reclaimed.
They give no response, Shipmaster. They are picking up speed.
Raise the hangar shield!
Their true test of worthiness had come at last. The Silent Blade would serve the gods well today.
Shadow 4, you got that guided tour ready to go?
I got the waypoints and markers set. Should be a quick and clean job.
On me, Shadow!
Primary reactor chamber isn't far now. After this next set of doors, we got 1 hallway left.
I'm picking up chatter on native frequencies. Localization script is having trouble keeping up with it all. But I can tell you, they aren't exactly happy we're here.
You needed a translation for that?
Shadow leader to Spartan Miller. Sorry for the delay, sir. We're meeting heavy resistance in the cruiser. Seems like they don't want their spaceship blown up.
Understood, Shadow Leader. Keep me informed.
Shadow 3. Update on that final corridor?
The good news is that I do have an update. The bad news is that it's not good news.
Kidman can translate that if you need.
We've got enemy targets entering the far side of the corridor. It's not going to be easy.
Distance?
Approximately 40 meters.
Acknowledged. We enter on my mark. I'll take point. Nina, call Abby.
Oh, my rifle's already on the line.
Activating C90. Shadow 2, ready on the drop.
Knock, knock.
Drop it! Stone, go quiet. Take the solution and get ahead of us. We need to get to that core.
At least we get to use these munitions to some degree.
After dispatching the remaining resistance, Fry, Kovan, and Kidman emerged from the corridor into the larger chamber that housed the main reactor. Unfortunately, it also housed at least a dozen veteran elite warriors, including one particularly imposing Sangheili sporting a more ornate command harness. A ping on Shadow's helmet displays highlighted the commander and identified him as Rin Alun, shipmaster of Panem's Canticle and leader of a Covenant Spec Ops group named the Silent Blade.
Take them down! Watch it!
Fry! On your right!
my way, hitchheads!
Keep this horse!
Right, we have to move, now!
Where's our solution?
With Nina.
Shadow, meet Celine. I think I'm going to like her. Don't tell Abby. Stand clear, opening up.
The ship's captain is here. I'm in pursuit.
Reactor is in runaway overload, Stone. Now would be a very good time to leave.
Miller, this is Shadow Leader. Cruiser power core is hit and overload in progress. We're evacing now. Expect a light show within 30.
Hot damn, good work, Shadow Leader.
Shadow 1, I've got a local lock on a drop bay with empty squad pods. If we hurry, I think we can make it.
Those are good enough odds for me, Shadow 4. Nice work.
Rin Alun's heart sank as he watched Panem's canticle shudder and break. The clouds parted as a shockwave rippled outwards. Coolant spilled to the ground from its underbelly like blue-green ichor, and a final, groaning eruption of purple fire uprooted the vessel's position, sending it on a collision course with the far-reaching jungles of Requiem.
You are Sanhili, loyal and strong.
He had been loyal. To his brothers, to the Covenant, to the gods. It hadn't been enough. They had come here with numbers and might and faith that hadn't been witnessed in years, and still, it took only a handful of these demons to undo it all before their eyes.
You will serve well.
Perhaps this is what the old warrior had meant, to be tested as a warrior, and not simply be rewarded with victory. True service and sacrifice came through continuing to endure even in defeat, to draw strength not simply from within, but from the spirits of one's fallen brothers, becoming a vessel of vengeance, demanding blood be spilled for the blood that was lost, and much blood had just been lost. There was no doubt in his mind that this was the same fire the demons had themselves been tempered by when their own worlds were burned. It was the same crucible the Covenant had endured after being split asunder, only to be reforged into something new. In that moment, Rin felt he understood what their god had meant. Loyalty and strength were indeed a virtuous foundation, but a warrior must build upon them with purpose. As Panem's canticle collided with the ground, smoke and fire billowing upwards like a pillar of holy fire, his own became clear. He would be reforged in this defeat into something new, and he would hunt these Spartans, these shadows, to whatever end it would take him to avenge the fallen. The silent blade disappeared into the jungle of Requiem, knowing that his time of retribution had only just begun.
Shadow Leader, was your team clear? Shadow Leader!
We're here, Infinity. And all in one piece.
Excellent work, Spartans!
Autopilot retrieval is active. Limo's on the way.
You heard that, Celine? We'll have a warm meal for you back home in no time.
I wouldn't make any promises quite yet. Just got a new order. Apparently Carmichael was feeling left out of all the fun.
Something tells me we aren't going to make that Valentine's dance at the atrium part tonight, are we?
Maybe next year. Don't tell Abby.
Original stories are available on Halo Waypoint. All rights to Halo belong to 343 Industries and Microsoft. If you wish to connect, please visit us at jumperscape.com. If you'd like to join the community, you can join us at discord.gg/jumperscape. Support us directly by going to patreon.com/jumperscape. Stories from Waypoint is presented by Scion Esports Find their events and opportunities at scionesports.com.